boy Doc Holiday, and we are back again with another live banger. Live banger. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure take that back. Let me rewind that. First of all, my name is Doc Holiday, and welcome to HBCU Overdrive live stream. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you hit that like button, comment on the stream, and share it with your people. But most of all, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And if you want to become a exclusive member of the channel, all it takes is number $5 to get it done. $4.99, pretty much. But um, as always, as always, as always, about to bring in my co-host. I think she ready, but I don't know. Co-host, what's up?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
All right.
We can hear you.
How you doing?
Other than being iced and snowed in, good.
Oh man, how bad is it?
uh, is is it's not as bad as what people would think. It's not as bad as you think. It's actually, I mean, of course, it's the dangers about driving in the weather, and pretty much,
Okay, I see you with your HBCU Overdrive merch.
I had this thing homecoming. I actually did it here at the house, so we got a we got an actual heat press machine here, so we try to we try to get everything going on. Um, but it's in the works. It's in
Did
the works.
you see Jonathan Slack? He was from the Detroit, Michigan recruit. He just committed to Howard.
Mm,
3 star.
hey, I like that. I like that.
We
I
were
like
going.
that.
We were gunning for him. I had to delete him off of my slide real quick.
See, see. But other than that, um, if people did not watch the interview I had with uh Monique Carroll for Chicago State Athletics, hey, y'all need to go watch that again because she dropped some she dropped some gems. She gave credence to the people that she worked with, and she gave credence to the person that actually uh, that she worked up under.
I
So
checked it out. It was good. I thought it was interesting how she explained the difference between um predominantly black institution and the HBCU.
yeah, because in a sense, I'm thinking like, well, okay, predominantly, predominantly black. So, but it's that federal designation. Hmm. That's the reason why we. That's the reason why we have that designation, and they don't. But um, if people had not watched that, y'all need to go back and watch it. It was an actually good interview that I did. Um, also, get like I said, she gave her flowers. She gave flowers to the man himself, uh, Ashley Robinson. So she did work with Ashley, and that was a good thing right there.
Oh, she worked
Because
with him in North
yep, she
at
worked with
Prairie
him
View.
at Prairie View. So she was at Prairie View when he was there. So she was there when he brought in Willie Simmons and Eric Dooley, and then she left to go to South Carolina State. She was there at South Carolina State. Then after that, she went to Houston Tillerson. What's going on, Uncle Sid? She was at Houston Tillerson here in Austin, and then she got that call to go to Chicago State. So she is very excited for the opportunity to actually see if they would be able to get football to come to the school. Um, and I think it's gonna happen. I don't see any type of if ands or buts about it, but I think it's gonna happen that she'll get football to come to the school. I don't see nobody's uh hold on. I don't see nobody turning that down. What up? What up, Mr. Campbell? I don't I don't see nobody turning that down. I don't see anybody saying no about the possibility of adding football because the thing about adding football to a school that's pretty much predominantly um, hoops related, they have other sports. Um, this will bring in money, not just for the school, uh, but for the athletic program. You see it, Mr. Kevin said you got some more slides. You got some slides tonight.
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to get them. Here, I'm finna email them to you.
Try to get them. She tried to get them ready. She getting them
Yeah,
ready.
I'm a email them to you real quick.
How you
Cause for
doing, Miss Chanetta? Uh, so yeah, and it's the great best thing about it is she's a HBCU alum. That she went to Pine Bluff, so she was at UAPB. Um, and she is all in for HB. You know, her whole background is HBCU. That's it. Just thinking about it, just listen to it. Like her whole background is nothing but HBCUs, Black College. What up, Aaron?
I emailed you the slides.
All right. Let's see if I can get them.
So how is everybody feeling about National Signing Day tomorrow? Excited, nervous?
I am. I'm more excited. I'm not nervous at all, but I'm more excited to the point where, like, in a sense, they get this thing over with, and I'm ready for some football to come back around again.
Will you be covering the USFL or the XFL?
I'm still gonna try to do that. I don't know about covering it, but I'll probably go to some games and get some pictures and stuff like that. But
Did you get it?
yeah, I got them. I got them. I'm trying to get it sent over to my Google um save it Google Drive. So I'm about to go in here and see if I can pick it up. But other than that, everybody good down there where you at, and
North Carolina's good. It just rained. That's it. Ain't nothing shaking over here.
it is it is pretty much it's pretty
So
much it's pretty much it's pretty much all right here. It's not as it's not as bad as what everybody thinks, mm, but it could be worse. I would say that. Hold on, hold on. You say you at the gym, some prime at some Colorado.
oh
Come on,
Lord.
uh, let them make it. Let them make it, y'all. They they about to ride this wave that we rode,
It'll be
but
over by November.
but yeah. But other than that, y'all, man, it was good. The interview was good. It was good. I'm not gonna uh hold y'all to it. It was good. Simply Beautiful said she ready to see what these standby tweets was about. So man, I feel like he that standby tweet was the standby was standby. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's up.
It's working. You got it.
Man,
I got it.
you
All
got it.
right. You see it.
Yes, I see. All right. So y'all already know. Hopefully Mr. Four
Apologize for the technical difficulties.
apologize for technical difficulties. Hopefully Mr. Four can come on. If so, hopefully I can get Mr. Campbell on here because man, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mr. Campbell, you got a lot of knowledge about swag stuff too. Um, so we we get you on the show a couple of times, man. Um, also, y'all be on the lookout tomorrow with the updates, and also the meet and greet is tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So y'all get that. Let's if you're gonna be there, go ahead and be there, and I think it's gonna be good.
Yes, sir.
I think it's gonna be good. Let me see something different going on.
Let's get it popping. Oh, I heard it that time. I heard it
Oh,
that time.
oh, there we go. Hey,
Surprise.
hey,
Yes.
surprise, y'all. We got hey, I finally got the soundboard. The sound card working, y'all. So let's get it going, y'all. Yes, Mr. Ford is the human HBCU encyclopedia. So I love it when he's on the show.
JSU's definitely been trending more.
It has been, and for those who said that it hasn't, um, y'all, you are lost in the sauce. You're lost in the sauce. Um,
We got you, Mr. Aaron Sanders. I got you. That's the first slide.
that's big homie right there. And oh, by the way, y'all, if Kevin May, he's a running back for Jackson State. He put out a video. He has his own YouTube channel, and let's ride the wave. Get him 1,000 subscribers so he get that folk. He get that criteria so he can make some money.
Kevin May is the running back that he has a picture when he was a kid, like
Mm-hmm.
5 or 6, maybe 7. I think he was 5 or 6, maybe, with the white tiger with Casey. He
Casey
has a
Terrio,
picture with him.
man.
Got the slides coming, y'all. We got the slides coming. Lord, they be correcting me. They be like, "You forgot this person."
Mm. Hey, I'm gonna have to bring Aaron on the show too because he be on. When it comes down to it, he be on point. Javon, what's going
Yeah,
on?
tell them to
Keep
keep sending them updates.
keep sending them updates, bro. Because you know it sometimes some people won't know until it go out there. I be one of those people most of the time. But yeah, um, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't heard, I am iced snowed in. So I'm trying not to have cabin fever here, and basically I'm trying to do everything in my power to not go crazy. Um, Kevin May, big play May. I think my mic is low. Is my mic still low, or is it good, Sabrina, Miss Sabrina? Is it low or is it good? But if let me see. I'm trying to figure out because I think somebody said something about my mic earlier. What's going on, Russ? Oh,
All right, pull the video up first.
the video.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to just mute that. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in to She Loves Thee and Doc Holiday. This is our signing day special. Ooh, turn it off. Turn it off. That, that was from yesterday. I was trying to play just the other part. But anyway, thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
Um, it is so good to be here finally. We are less than 24 hours away
Mm-hmm.
from National Signing Day. We're bringing in Coach TC Taylor. It's a new era. So let's get to the slides.
Okay. It's still saying that it's low.
You was good yesterday.
Uh, I was. I don't know why I was up. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Can y'all still hear me? I want to make sure because I don't want to turn my echo up on my mic.
You know what? It might be that soundboard.
Okay. Well, let me. Can y'all hear me now? Okay, y'all can make sure everybody hear me. I want to make sure everybody hear me. I ain't trying to have no issues. Okay. Let me see. Oh, there we go.
All
Can you,
right.
I'm good now. Good. That was my- I don't know what's up with this thing. All right. All right, man. So we about to go ahead and get this slideshow going in, y'all. To get this slideshow. So
Yes.
who we got right here? Who we got right here? We
So
got
yesterday we did a linebacker video and
right.
I got some feedback in my inbox. So these are some of the additional linebacker updates. Javarian Jenkins, he's actually on campus right now.
Right.
He did it. He's an early enroll.
Is
He
an early
transferred
role.
from Jones College. We have Jace Ward. He's a linebacker slash tight end out of Carrollton High School. I did not realize we had so many Texas recruits.
Yeah.
There's a
At
lot of
Carrollton, I
Texas.
think yeah, Jace Ward is, but he's actually from Mississippi. So there's a city, there's a town in Mississippi called Carrollton. Also, it's right before you get to the Delta.
Not just that one. There's another one. Alan Walker. He's on campus too.
Yep, that's the Louisiana Tech transfer right there. And then you
And
got Noah Bouye.
yeah, I'm glad you pronounced his last name because I was
Yeah,
gonna mess
his
it up.
dad. In fact, his dad called me. So when he signed his commit um last month, his dad called me because I wanted to do an interview with him and Bruce at the same time. But he called me and told me the background about him and his wife. Uh, with HBCU background. So yeah, man, he's a good kid right there. Yeah, Bouye is French, so he's originally his pops is really originally from New Orleans. So he's coming in as a linebacker from Lancaster, and I always got to tell people the way you pronounce this. Most people say Lancaster, California, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. No, here in Texas we say it Lancaster. Lancaster. That's what we call it.
So, um, I know at least I don't know if Noah he has to graduate, right?
Yeah, I think he signed already. So
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just gonna walk with his class with his friends. So he'll be there in the summer.
Okay,
Cause
cool.
in fact, I'm gonna hit him back up. Uh, sometime either I'll probably do it on Thursday or Friday and check in on him.
Okay. I just wanted to do an update because yesterday we were talking about Kenneth Giles.
Right.
He was one of the early day um athletes who at first had said that he was committed to Jackson State, and then it kind of, he's graduating in the spring now. So he
Hmm.
did a visit to San Diego State recently.
Right. But you want to know what you want to know if he'll commit to either one except for tomorrow. It probably be tomorrow. Okay. Javon told said Jace is from Georgia. He's from Carrollton High School in Georgia, Carrollton, Georgia. So, but he's going to be at Jackson. So that's the best thing about it. Um. As far as the linebackers go, the linebacker room is still the linebacker room is still it's not hurting at all. Um, it's actually I think it actually gotten better because you still have some kids over from the last team, but also you got new blood coming in. And these kids can be interchangeable because you can um somebody like I'm gonna go back to the first one. So somebody like Javarian Jenkins, you can actually put him on the outside. You can actually put him as um I don't know too much about the inside, but you can put him on the outside. You can put him as a rush in. Uh um Bouye, you can actually put him on the inside. Um he feels more comfortable on the inside, but he can also play outside linebacker. Alan Walker is he's more inside, and then you have Jace Ward. He can pretty much he could play all linebacker positions. Um, so pretty much, um, he has they have it they have interchangeable parts. If you really think about it, Antonio Doyle is not a he's not a natural defensive end. He's a linebacker, but he could come off the edge. Um, Jarente Davis, he's a he's not a DN. Also, he's an actual linebacker, but he can play. You can play standing up, rushing out the edge, or he could probably put his hands down in the dirt and rush out the edge. And of course, Niles Gaddy. Niles Gaddy is not a defensive end. He's a linebacker, but because he's tall, he's long. Um, like I said, you could utilize Niles, and we've seen that for 2 years straight. You can utilize Niles either putting his hand in the dirt, or standing up being a rush outside linebacker. So everybody, to me, as far as linebackers go, is going to be pretty much interchangeable. Don't But the thing is, we don't know what kind of defense we will be running under the new defense coordinator. But um, the linebackers are going to be. This is one group of linebackers that I could say, um, on paper, would I wouldn't say they would be better than the linebackers that we had the last 2 years, but they could be one of the best in the SWAC once they get get their feet under them, and also when they all come into school, they can cause havoc. You just have to go and watch the tape of how they play, the competition that they play, and where, like, to me, just where everybody,
It's going to be
where
exciting to see. It's definitely going to be exciting to see, especially since we know, which I want to talk about later, but since we know what type of defense and how it's going to shape up, we have Coach Weeks and then we have Coach Bradley. Um, and then we have Coach Hammock. So we know kind of what we're looking at as far as how they're going to run the defense. Can you pull up those other two just so we can just do an overview of all of them? Just show them real quick
Yeah,
so we can see all of them. So this is the D line. There's a couple linebackers in there. We went over this yesterday, or that was the other day. Yeah,
yeah, we
and
went
then the
over
other
this
one.
a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
This one was yesterday right here.
right, right, right. So as you can see, our defense is shaping up real nice.
Uh, Miss Sabrina, Coach Ricard took a position at UAB with Trent Dilfer.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So yeah, so he's at UAB. Um, um, it's still the same reason why he's over he's with UAB because he has a relationship with Trent Dilfer because Trent Dilfer did play for the Baltimore Ravens. Now there's that um there's that connection right there. Of course, like we said, uh, Coach Sanders did play for the Ravens for a little bit. Also, he learned on the Dennis experiment while he was there, and Ricard was there. Alan Ricard was there also. Trent Dilfer was the quarterback that won in the Super Bowl that first time, and why not just go over to somebody that you know? Uh, Ricard is at UAB from what I've heard, and um, so that's a good thing. I mean, that's a good thing, and that's a connection because I don't know what his position would be there at in Birmingham, but I just know that in a sense, uh, Coach Dilfer is trying to build up a program at uh UAB also. So
And then the offensive line update.
all right, this it right here.
Yes.
All right,
Quay, is it Qua or Quay? I think it's Quay.
it's
Quay Davis.
Quavion Davis, not
They
Quay,
said
not
now
Quadarius.
some websites say that he's 6'8".
Yeah, he's 6'8".
Now the website that I got it off of is probably his school website or 247. Does it says 6'7", but some say he's 6'8". Six
Yeah,
eight. That is so tall.
yeah,
That's
6'8",
huge.
325 to 330. So watching this video, and shout out to Kobe over with Bliss City Podcast. Y'all check him out also. Uh watching his tape, he he is to me gonna have to be developed. And the reason why I say he's gonna have to be developed, so you won't be able to see him play first, first game or anything like that. Um, but he is gonna be developed. My thing is he's gonna have to get stronger in the weight room. He's gonna have to. Yeah, Adrian, I watched this high school tape over at Louisville. He's going to get stronger in the weight room. Um, he's gonna add. He's gonna shed a little some of those that the high school pounds off, and he's gonna add muscle to him. Um, and he be able to work at his on his footwork because he's going to play tackle. He's not playing inside. He's not playing center. He's playing offensive tackle. Uh, because the side that he's going to be on, what I saw was he was on the left side, so he left tackle protects the blind side of the quarterback. But if I'm TC with him, I'm basically uh teaching him how to play left side, left tackle, and right tackle. It all depends. Um, it all depends what your natural where your natural position is going to be at. But he played left side at Louisville. Um, they were you're watching their tape, and I don't even stay that far from Louisville. To be exact, I stayed probably about 10 minutes from Louisville. I didn't go to the game, but I did watch some highlights from there. Um, one thing I did like about him, he got that dog in him. He got that dog in him. He got
And I think that like with Coach Markinson, we did not see a shift of development. Whereas with our new O line coach, and he's from the MEAC, I'm thinking that we're definitely going to see progression in all of the O line, and it's going to be very competitive.
if you watch BA football, and I know a lot of us we don't too much watch MEAC football because we're so enamored with the swag. But if you watch MEAC football, watch the offensive line. When the ball is snapped, they blow people off the ball, especially in the running game. Um, that's the reason why. That's the reason why, in a sense, that Davius Davius Richard, he was. They didn't touch him most of the game, like especially in the Celebration Bowl. They did not really touch that kid most of the game, and also basically with Maurice Harris being the OC, you're gonna see a lot of RPO. Uh,
Great, which is something that we need. Just a difference, because I think with the last coaching regime, it was all about highlighting certain players. And so you weren't able to let everybody shine because you were so focused on only certain players getting those highlights and getting that footage and reel. So I think with the new offensive coordinator, we definitely should see a shift, more creative plays, not so much of the throw. Like Shador, he would always, which of course I love Shador, but when
hmm
he come out the pocket, good lord, he back up 10, 15, almost 20 yards.
but that's always even when Shador was in high school, he's
Why are
always
you going back 20 yards? He said, I got to see the whole, it don't matter where he at. He backing up 15, 20 yards.
he's always been like that. But it for him, when he did that, it gives him a better chance to actually see the whole field, and that's the reason why he does that. Um, um, next person we got Christian Walker, which is Uncle
Mr.
Sid.
Walker said that Christian is strong. He benches 450,
He
squats
squats.
600.
Yeah, that's a big dude right there, y'all. That is a big dude. What we got? What 6'5"? What's his what's his measurable? 6'5", 280,
260.
260.
Mm-hmm.
So he ain't like that's what he's from Lithonia, Georgia. Uh he's gonna have to get into the weight room. Um his position would be to me, I would make him more I don't think about an
I think
offensive
he's a
tackle.
center.
He
Christian
could play
Walker, I think
center.
he's a center.
He's a center. So if he plays
Yeah.
center, that's good. He has leverage. Um um and got to be smart because when you're playing center, we all know this. When you playing center, you other than the QB, you call out blitzes. You call out where everybody is on that that's in front of you on that from that defensive line. That is the main thing of what um, we need on the offensive line. Somebody that's gonna go out there and call out the blitz, see where uh, the heat is coming from, uh, make the adjustment with the line shifts, line
Let's look
splits.
at some of his film real quick
Yeah.
just to see how he's playing. Let me pull up his film.
What up, Lawrence?
You got it.
Yep, got it.
All right. Let me see.
I'm gonna blow this up. So he playing tackle. Mm, pancake. So he playing center right there. He dogged that dude. I'm sorry. He he see when you got when you got an offensive lineman reaching the second level, that means he's athletic and that means that he's a dog. He's nasty with it. I would see him being a
So, Coach Simmons, the thing is, I haven't really been keeping up with everybody else's recruiting. I seen that Florida A&M has some people that they've been recruiting, but I haven't kept up with everybody else's recruiting enough to say
this
who's.
is hey Lawrence, this is Christian Walker. He's from he could play uh tackle guard or in center from Lithonia, Georgia. Um but he blowing people out the ball, and then too he when he playing guard and he's playing tackle, um he gets into the second he gets on that second level. It's over with because the main thing is you looking for somebody to block. And the
Play
whole
center
thing,
right there.
he playing center right there, so he's center right there. That was on offensive tackle guard. When you don't hear that whistle, until you hear that whistle, it's basically the offensive lineman. Main thing is it's like Pavlov's dog. When they hear that whistle, you play till the whistle blows. And they don't hear that whistle, they about to send you to the bus. Okay, so he said he prefers playing center. Yeah, man. He got some he got some he said I'm gonna tell you just like this. He he got that dog in him. See if you could pull up uh Quay Davis his highlight.
Okay, give me a second and I'll see if I can get that.
If you say you can see him playing fighting play as a freshman at center, that's cool. I think he just need to put on at least about 25, 35 pounds. That way he'll be able to hold off. Um
All right, it's ready. Wait, just let me know when to hit the play button. This is Quavion Davis. He does have 6'8" on here. So
yep.
I had 6'7", but he has 6'8", 330 pounds, offensive tackle.
Yep. I think that was a playoff game they played at Choctaw Stadium.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Pancake. Pancake.
I have we need an NIL deal. He's serving breakfast over here.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you looking at it like um footwork is I ain't say it's gonna be an issue, but footwork is something that they'll work with him on. And like I said, for him to get stronger. but yeah, he what to me when you got when the offensive tackle got you and deletes you out of the play, just give up. Yeah, he's reaching a lot. That's what I said. When he get his footwork, he got to work on the footwork. But you work on the footwork. When he work on that footwork
I
and
am fully confident in our staff.
and that's why I said he's more of a project. He's more of I'm a red shirt this kid right here. That way he can learn from Debo and
You know,
other
Evan Henry is still there too.
yeah.
Evan
He can
Henry,
learn from those
Debo
kids,
Harris.
those guys right there, and he can work on his footwork. And of course the Coach Jo, he's gonna help him tremendously on his footwork. The offensive line coach, and so that's why I say he's to me it's not that it's not that we are retooling, but like the whole thing is we not rebuilding, we reloading. We only in a sense, if you really think about it, in the transfer portal, we only lost 12 kids in the transfer portal. That says a lot. And then you had probably like what 13 or 14 kids graduate. So so of course you're gonna have to we're gonna have to recruit, we're gonna have to retool. But it's also time we need to basically get people we get the kids that was on the team that didn't get much playing time to actually be out there and get the playing time.
Oh yeah, we
Uh
still have Maximus Gibbs.
oh yeah, we still got Big Macs. So
I mean the difference, the size differential from last year's O line to this year's,
he
it's
is
huge.
right. He's that he wants to get big. And
So then
oh,
to think like when people ask about is there a possibility that Jackson State, that they could get beat? Our O line, regardless of how much they were lacking last year, we still ran through the SWAC. Now we're getting ready to get bigger, way
yep.
bigger.
Yeah, average offensive lineman the offensive line gonna be average 6'5", probably about average 315, 317. So he wasn't doing any favor. Maximus had to lose that weight. He had a lot of weight on him. So it was to me, you had to lose that weight. You had to lose about 35 to 40 pounds. That's a lot to lose, but um, but for him, he had to lose that weight right there. So he could be bad at offensive tackle for Maximus. For him to be, he could probably be at 335. You gotta
Pull
realize
up the last one,
Willis Patrick.
DeAndre Pounds
Uh,
Blue.
yeah, he played at 340, but he has footwork too. So we got DeAndre Towns Blue, 6'5", 320 from Pennsylvania. Um, see what about his? What up, Zoe? Hey, Zoe, if I bring you and send you the link, I want you to come on the show because hey, we need somebody from Tiger Talk.
All right, I'm finna share this next one. This is DeAndre Towns Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm finna put it up there so we can watch his put it up there so we can watch his tape.
I'm gonna bring Zoe up here, man. If you want to know about swag football, about Jackson State football, Zoe is the person you want to talk to. Also, Yeah, you got Jasper. You got Jasper is 6'6", 6'7". Man, yeah, we gotta. So DeAndre Towns Blue is out of Lackawanna Community College, same school that produced Nugget and Peanut Norman Douglas. Um, pulling guard, he can play tackle, playing guard on the inside. Man, what's good, Jawan? Miss Granny Ann, how you know? How you doing? Yeah, Adrian, you see what TC building though, for real though. You see what he building. I mean, because in his I ain't told you, if y'all didn't listen to the show the other day when Lawrence said what TC was building, who he followed as far as coaches, um, who brains he picked as far as coaches. Um, we the offensive line back then with Jackson State when he played was probably about 6'4", good 300, average 305, 310. So and we play bully ball.
And that's what I call bully ball or the trench work. This is what we've been needing is the trench work. And honestly, I feel like TC Taylor is pulling more so building his offense and defense from the MEAC.
Yeah, and I want to say just in the mid, but just in the SWAC also too, because you got to take in account. Um,
I
you
mean,
got
when I say parts of the MEAC, what I mean is the trench work.
okay. I see what.
Bigger D line, bigger O line. That okay. So can you put that other slide back up so we could just go over it? So those are the three that committed and we just watched their film. So overall, I think they're great additions to the offensive line that we already have. We're
Oh yeah,
building and we still have some outstanding offers, but like I said, I did look for Ikani, and that's the one out of Snow College. He's going on different he still hasn't committed, so we'll just have those different ones on watch.
right. Uh, it's crazy, because I'm looking on Twitter and one person that I see, he's not an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, but he plays receiver and special teams. Is Robert Christian Lockhart the third? Um, if he's out of Langston Hughes High School, he has been on a he has been on a tear trying to find somebody that will offer him.
I don't think it's
But
offer. I think it's maybe a full scholarship, maybe. Like if people are offering him half of a scholarship, then maybe he doesn't necessarily want that.
and also the simple fact that he's only like 5'6.5", and understand you got speed and everything,
Agree to switch to running back then.
mm, but he's been on a barnstorming tour trying to find a school, and also because to me I feel like he's supposed to go like once
I mean, he is a 3-star. He has a 3-star composite
right.
overall. So I don't
Uh,
think it's about. I think it's probably he probably has a lot of off. Well, from what I see on this particular page, he is a 3-star.
mhm.
So, but he is only 5'6". So maybe the question is now, do you need to switch your position to running back? And when you're talking to coaches, just, maybe discuss that.
Right.
I wouldn't
Um.
I would think that maybe it's probably he's looking for an offer from a certain school that he wants because he's a
Oh,
3-star.
so I got up in the building. Got that boy.
What's
Hey,
up, y'all?
what's
What's
going
going
on,
on?
man?
Hey, Zoe.
What's going on, Timona? Look,
Hey.
I know I'm just getting on here. I want to give both of y'all kudos, man. Doc, you doing your thing. And Timona, you're not gonna believe it, but I was bragging about you today. Keep doing your thing, Mama. You doing your thing
Okay, that's good to hear. Good to hear.
for real. Keep doing
Thank
your
you.
thing,
Thank
man. Look, I want to advise everybody. Tread lightly talking about JSU on Twitter because she gonna snap your head off.
I already, bro.
Timona,
I already,
Timona, she ain't
already,
going, bro.
I've already told her, man. I was like, I'm at work, so I get off of work. I'm like, what's going on? I'm talking about, I'm like, she getting on Roland Martin head. She done got on, well, she done got on everybody head. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna say
Hey,
nothing.
I love it though. Look, if I had more free time, I'd be right there with her. Cause I told you, you know my saying, when they go low, I do the lombada. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so,
So,
but hey, but I
so
love
what
it
you
though.
think?
She ain't taking no prisoners.
Oh no, she ain't taking no prisoner whatsoever. And sometimes I told her like when it comes to the podcast, the people gonna say anything bad about you. It's all about having that thick skin and it's like to me it's like playing baseball, especially if you're a pitcher. Like you let one go and somebody hit a home run, it's time for you to forget about that last one and just go on to the next one. That's how you have to do it. That's
I
how we
mean,
do it.
yeah.
What you think about the recruits that we got and tell me your feelings about the coaching staff that's coming up, man.
Um, the coach staff is actually phenomenal, man. When you guys see them tomorrow, you're gonna be impressed with what we did. Um, I'll say this: the moment, once we learned who the whole staff was, and we met them. Ken and I met the staff a little over 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Um, and short minus two coaches because they actually made one coach and made a change just from a prior agreement that they had. But you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised with this staff. It's a staff that has great experience, very similar to Coach Prime staff in a way, to be honest with you. And then the other thing with this staff, once you learn who everyone is, there's great continuity with on the offensive side, and then on the defensive side, there's a great Mississippi flavor to it. So
Right.
I think and it actually, when you see the staff, you're going to learn why the recruiting is going as well as it did. Because yeah, Otis and TC are doing their thing, but there's a rhyme or reason why they're getting the talent that they're getting, and it's not just Otis and TC. So, but the staff is good. Seriously, and I'm not saying it as a Jacksonian. I'm saying it just as a football lifer.
Right. So another thing about it too is because I done had Cat on the show. Lawrence stopped by, Story, he stopped by and talked on the show a little bit about TC and what we about to get in with, with TC. Um um we, because man, look, you the Jackson, you the almighty, what Ken call you, Zoe DeLorean, and you the one who knows Jackson State football history back and forth. So what type of coach are we getting, with TC here at Jackson in Jackson State?
Well, look, um, I'm gonna say this just as honest as I can. Um, Ken and I have a saying that we tend to tell people, and that is, look, I'm an alum and I'm a fan, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we could tend to have our biases as fans, but I'm logical. So when I'm tend to be logical, I'll say, let me take my blue and white glasses off. So that way I'm taking my biases out of it. All right. What TC Taylor is going to bring to JSU, and I got to choose my word carefully because I've actually said this before, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. What TC Taylor is going to bring to Jackson State is WC Gordon all over again. Now, when I make that comment, I'm not saying that he's going to win in the same manner in which WC Gordon did. It's hard for any coach to duplicate that. The guy won 8 titles in 11 years. That's not what I'm saying when I say that. What I mean when I say that is it's going to be the real old traditional JSU that we hadn't seen since Coach Gordon left. And I actually got to credit Deion Sanders for the for birthing that, to be honest with you. Because I even stated last night, the one credit that I give Coach Prime for with the genesis of it is when we hired James Bell, he destroyed our football program, literally, and he destroyed our fan base. And our fan base, people don't realize how big and thorough our fan base is, but it was fractured for real, for real. And we have an older fan base, and so you have to understand in those 20 years. Well, let me back up a little bit because Coach Gordon last coached in 1991,
Right.
91, 90, yeah, 91.
Yeah.
So Big Daddy, the JSU fan base was still there. But once Big Daddy left and it kind of merged over into Judd, that's when Jackson State morphed. And you're talking about the year of 99 to 2000. And if you pay attention, since the year 2000 up until now, well, before Coach Prime got there, we had one SWAC championship, the worst streak of JSU football in those 20 years. And if you pay attention, everything changed. The red went away, the swagger went away, the old identity of Jackson State kind of changed, and our fan base dwindled, even though we led the nation in attendance pretty much every year then going forward. So what Coach Prime did when we got him, he reinvigorated the fan base like Coach Gordon was there. So all those fans that we lost when Bill became the coach, we got those back these past 2 years. Now Coach Prime leaves. You bring in the favorite son of JSU to coach this team. And you got to remember, Coach Gordon was not an alum. He's from Tennessee State. But when you think of Jackson State as people know it now as the Blue Blood, that got established under Coach Gordon. So now what TC Taylor does, I really believe you're going to get the real tried and true. And I say this because I'm assuming most people here are probably younger than me. So if you never experienced JSU in the early 90s and in the 80s, you don't have a clue what that feels like. I'm just going to be honest. You really going to feel what the real JSU football, because here's another thing. All our games now, all the home games are going to be at night, just like it used to be back in the day.
Whew. I'm glad,
And so,
bro.
So what I'm telling y'all is, so to answer your question, Doc, what I think TC Taylor is going to do, we're going to be competitive in this first year. Very competitive. But I'm telling you, you're going to get the swagger, the intimidating factor. Our fan base is going to be ruthless now because there's a hunger because, number one, Prime left. Our fans are kind of like, on one right now. And look, our first 4 games on the road. Man, we coming to our first home game 3-1 or 4-0. I'm telling y'all right now, it's gonna be 50,000 that first home game. I don't care who we play. So just understand that if I really feel like it's gonna have a WC Gordon feel to it. Just to answer your question, not to be long with it.
Yeah, man. But like I came in with Big Daddy when he was there from '97, so watching him at the time, and kind of when you started talking about what WC Gordon was about, I look at it like, okay, Big Daddy got all his swagger from Coach Gordon, and for me, it's like he knew what he was out there for. He knew what type of team he gonna put out there. You're gonna have you probably like a 2,700 yard passer.
Yep.
Probably get you about 25, 26, 27 touchdowns passing. You're gonna have you a bell cow running back, get you about 14. 2 of them, get you about 1,500 yards, and then you're gonna get you a 1,000-yard receiver. It's a 1,000-yard receiver and a stingy defense. Where you was talking about what was they used the actual dark side defense, like the true meaning of dark side defense. I think that's what, like you said, the older fans of Jackson State wants to see. They want that to come back. I feel like it should come back. the way it should. They got Mr. Ford on here, as always.
What's going on, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes. HBCU history in the house.
What's
How
going
y'all
on, Mr.
doing?
Ford?
All right, doing well. I'm just sitting there listening to you. I agree with everything you're saying, but I do want to answer that question. You said, "What are we getting with TC?" You get with TC. Jackson is going to go national. He's going to push for them to play in Chicago. He's going to push for them to play in New York. He's going to push for them to play in DC. That's what you're going to get now. His mindset is a natural. Because see, TC has familiarity with all the conferences. He knows the SWAC. He knows the MEAC, and you can look for him to have big games up in those Eastern Seaboard cities.
Well, one thing I can tell you after this season, there's going to be a pivot in JSU philosophy when it comes to what we do and how we do things. I can tell you guys, this is not. I'm not letting the cat out the bag with this, but going forward after this season, we're pretty much going to be looking to have 5 to 6 home games every year going forward.
Right.
Yeah, we need.
So there's going to be a change of philosophy, and that's part of the reason why we got the Classic with Tennessee State. So there's going to be a lot of changes from how we do things the way it should be, because now, knowing that we command what we command per every home game, there's going to be some significant differences with what we do and how we schedule it, saying what we do going forward.
Well, historically, I'm going to just say this. You're going back to the W.C. Gordon days, and you're going to play at night.
Oh, yeah, we already said.
I already said every home game is going to be at night now, minus home.
You're going back to the W.C. Gordon days. Because that's his upbringing. TC was under Big Dad and them. Big Dad and them was under W.C. Gordon.
And see, and let me just say this too. Like when you mentioned, for example, Doc, when you came to Jackson State, you remember how Big Daddy was. Well, what you got to understand, and a lot of people don't know too, man, if you actually go look at Coach Gordon last year, man, just go look at the coaches that was on his staff that left under his tree. For an example, my neighbor growing up was Houston Markham. He lived down the street from me. Right. Houston Markham, and he was the O-line coach at Jackson State. He left and became the head coach at Alabama State. Carter Jones was on the staff. Carter Jones went to Coach Steve McNair. Right. Robert Keller was the defensive coordinator. Judge was on their staff. Plus, you had
don't forget Sylvester Collins.
I forget Sylvester Collins, but in his different years. But a lot of Coach Gordon coaches are the ones who actually, went on to do great things in the staff, and then still even followed up. Because remember, when Big Daddy came, Big Daddy's whole staff was JSU lifers. The only thing that he brought in was John Shannon, and we brought John Shannon that first year. Man, Jackson State got ranked, I think, like number 5 in the country. We had the number 1 offense in the country.
Yeah. Now, was Pete from Jackson? Coach Pete?
Pete Richardson?
No. Coach, remember Coach Pete? That was a Coach Pete at Jackson State in the 80s.
Coach, you're talking about Coach Toe.
I thought his last name was P-E-T-E.
I don't remember Coach Pete.
You remember Coach Pete? Okay.
I remember Coach Pete. I know
Not Melvin Pete?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yes. Hold on. That was early. Hold on. I believe that's like 83, 84, though.
Now, he was a Jackson State grad.
That's early on. I was talking about his within his last year merging over into Big Daddy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's like 82, 83. Because Coach Gordon first year coming in as head coach, I want to say was 79.
I thought it was at like 76 or 77.
No, he was on staff. His first year's head coach was 79.
Robert Hill was the head coach from the time where he had
Doc, you need to look that up. Can you look it up right there? Pull that up.
What you need me to pull up, Mr. Ford?
What was W.C. Gordon's first year as head coach? I thought it was like 76 or 77, because I remember when he took over, it was announced in Jet. I was in high school.
It was 78 or
I was
79.
thinking it's 76 or 77.
Hold on.
His first year as a head coach at Jackson State. Because I remember, before he became head football coach, he was actually the baseball coach at Jackson State.
77.
77. Okay. Yeah, because I was in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was assistant prior. He was assistant prior to for about 10 years from
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
'66.
an assistant before then, because he was the head baseball coach and assistant coach.
Pull up that slide.
Because he brought Markham from Vicksburg, I believe, didn't he? Because Markham was
No, Markham came from Brookhaven.
from Brooklyn. Okay. Because Markham was Alcorn graduate, right?
I don't know.
I think he
don't know.
was. I think he was an Alcorn graduate. Houston Markham was an Alcorn graduate. He was legendary high school coach. I was thinking he was in Vicksburg.
What's crazy is all of them were damn good. They used to have what they call the Big Eight here in Mississippi. So that's
Right.
actually how they actually got connected, because they were all damn good high school coaches.
Yeah. I know Markham was. Markham went like 3 or 4 years undefeated at his high school.
And Coach Gordon was a good high school coach too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was a good high school coach.
And so when you said bringing John Shannon in, that just turned the whole thing out as far as JSU like the offense.
Yeah, if Shannon had stayed, Kent would have went pro. Shannon was getting him ready for the league, and then Shannon left and went to Troy State.
Well, I got my own opinion on that, man. I knew it would never happen at the time, but man, I still stand by it. I always said, man, if they would have hired John Shannon as head coach when Big Daddy passed, we would have never had any drop off.
Yeah, Shannon was good. Yeah, is he still? Is he in Gulfport? Where is he now?
Last time I heard he was at Biloxi, but that was a few years ago.
That's right. I think I heard the same thing. Because I thought what's the name took him out to Texas Southern for a minute.
He did.
My man with Jay the radio people. The guy from Baton Rouge. What's his name?
Baton Rouge.
The quarterback for Jackson. Yeah. I thought he brought him out to Texas Southern.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Shannon was there. Like every year, you seen that offense go from '94 all the way up to 2000. It was the offense was explosive. To me, it in a sense when you watch it, it didn't look like it was explosive because of the simple fact that it was so balanced, but it was explosive enough to where you can average like 35 to 40 points a game.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
I'm gonna just say, and to add on to what you mentioned earlier about TC, if you look at what Big Daddy did from a recruiting standpoint, you gotta remember Big Daddy last recruiting class ended up with 2 first-round NFL draft picks.
Yeah.
With Sylvester Morris and Rashad Anderson.
Yeah.
But then he also had, Big Daddy also had Toby Miles got drafted under Big Daddy.
Yeah.
And he had some more players to get drafted. Well, look at the talent and look where the schools who were getting the players from out of Mississippi. TC is going to saturate Mississippi.
Right.
Because you got people outside of the state, when you look at it from afar, what they don't realize is who Otis is. Because one of the key cogs in all this is Otis, really.
Right.
And you got to understand his relationships and what he was, number one, in the city. Right. But the relationships he has throughout this whole entire state, as well as TC.
Yeah, he's a Mississippi State Bulldog, isn't he?
Yeah, he played in Mississippi State, but Otis grew up around Jackson State.
Right.
You know what I mean? Family went to Jackson State, so he's well versed, in all things JSU. Then you actually go to, he actually ended up coaching at Callaway, my high school. Had tons of Dandy Dozen players that actually ended up signing Ole Miss that actually were pro, left their segue, ended up going to coaching at Olin. So he's done it, from the high school level, JUCO level, and coaching at JSU as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he did a little GA at Mississippi State as well. Otis is well versed in Mississippi, but TC is as well, because TC actually started out in JUCO, before he actually ended up going to Texas Southern.
Jackie Sherrill was his head coach. Who was his head coach? Who? Was it Jackie Sherrill?
Yeah. Tomorrow, Otis? Yes.
It was Jackie Sherrill. Okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute. When did Coach O go to Mississippi State?
I came out in 96. Otis came out in 98, I think. 98 to 2001, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that was Jackie Sherrill. Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Sherrill. Jackie was trained by Bear Bryant and Johnny Majors. He was a crook from day one.
Yeah, so he came with he had Dante Walker and DeCenzo Miller, Wayne I forgot his last
Wayne Mackin.
Yeah, Wayne Mackin.
They were loaded.
Smooth. Yeah, Smoot on
You gotta
defense.
remember
Oh yeah,
they played for the SEC in the fall of '98.
yeah.
That was against Tennessee, right?
It's Tennessee.
Yeah, I remember that. That's T. Martin. Was that T. Martin they played against?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a national championship team at UT.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like just man. Let me see. But just listen, I didn't even know Coach O was at Mississippi State.
Yep. And I mean, Otis himself was a dandy dozen player. Had a damn good college career too.
Yeah.
Y'all let me know if I'm echoing over here.
No, you
Now,
good.
Eric Mons, was it Eric Mons? Was he on that team?
Who?
Eric had a big wide receiver named Eric Mons. Was
No,
that his name?
you're thinking about Eric Mose. Now he was already
Eric
in the
Mons.
NFL.
Okay, he was already there. Okay.
He left in 90.
He left. No, he's older than me. I think Eric Mose left like 93, 94.
Okay, what about Fred? Remember the DB went to the Redskins?
Smooth is a year after me. He came out in 97.
Okay.
He was there at the same time though.
Right. I remember Fred. Yeah.
Dang.
Well, hold on. He came a year after me, but he went to Hines first. He only played 2 years at Mississippi State. So Fred got the state, I want to say 99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on now. I think they came to Dallas. They played in the Cotton Bowl one of them years. But yeah, man. What do you think about like I said, him TC going through and barnstorming Mississippi for the talent that we didn't have, that Coach Prime didn't. We know Coach Prime is good at recruiting, but with the state of Mississippi, it wasn't that great.
I think it was more about he wanted to do something national so that it could make national news. I don't think it was a matter of him not trying to recruit in Mississippi. But Mississippi has such good recruits, and we see these blue blood programs that usually Mississippi State and Ole Miss come in and take recruits, or they go out of state. And now we see that they're choosing Jackson State, and it's because of the culture. And I'm sure that their parents realize the importance of their children going back to HBCUs, and it's that reviving of Black bodies to HBCUs. And I'm sure that just like Coach Prime said, if you ever want to lose a recruit, bring them to an HBCU homecoming. Just because Coach Prime is gone, that homecoming and culture is still there.
Always have been. But now Dion was in love with South Florida. Well, he was in love with Florida, period. He loved Florida boys.
Well, the greatest win that we actually have over everything, believe it or not, is even when Big Daddy was there, even when Coach Gordon was there, and Doc, you know what I'm about to, you know what I'm talking about because you were on campus and you probably seen some of it. Our greatest hindrance wasn't losing kids out of state. Our greatest hindrance were JUCOs. Not that players were signing JUCOs out of JSU. No, we were getting poached by JUCOs. We would sign players because they fall under the NJCAA. They don't fall under the NCAA. We had coaches recruiting our kids while they're on campus. We have several times where we have to actually try to fight tooth and nail to keep kids on our campus and not get rated. And no other school in the SWAC has to deal with that because they're right here in the state of Mississippi. And I can name you tons and tons of guys. Matter of fact, the last high profile one was Rico Richardson, and they literally had to fight to keep him on campus. And that's the main thing. Now and what I mean by that, Timona, is that flipped on his head. If you notice now, we go get JUCO kids, but because we've done something with our facilities, there's some other things coming down the pipe. We're not worrying about kids flocking over to JUCO now because we are the wave. And that's one thing that's changed the moment Coach Prime got there.
Right. Now, Rico went pro, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
With the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Rico played for Comegys. Who did he play for?
Played for Coach Comedy.
Coach Comegys, yeah.
So another thing that we talked about yesterday on the show is the impact that Coach Gordon had on the school, especially winning 8 out of 11. He spent 11 years at Jackson. I mean, being the head coach at Jackson. He spent over 3 decades almost 3 decades in the city of Jackson, but those 8 titles in 11 years as the head coach was something to say. It was a sight to see. Uh, what did you see when Coach Gordon, like, what type of team was Coach Gordon's team was like when he coached in the
What
80s?
type what type of thing his team known for?
I mean, like, how was they coach? How was what was they known for as far as his teams in the 80s?
Physicality first and foremost, discipline.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you another thing. Jackson State, man, when I was coming up, I remember it vividly. There was a great intimidation factor there. You got to
Mm.
remember at one point, man, we didn't lose a game in 4 years in conference.
Right. That's right.
And when I tell you, we talk
Mhm.
about it all the time, man. They used to come out, Doc. The whole team would come out. They didn't warm up in jerseys. They just had their pants, shimmy shirts, and the whole team had red Nikes. They used to come out, man, and it was a great intimidating factor. Trust me when I tell you. But man, the one thing we were known was physicality. Jackson was always known for a damn good running game and damn good linebacker play. We
Mhm.
had damn good defense, ran the ball, and
Mhm.
we never really threw that ball that much. We'd always have some good tight ends that could block, go out occasionally, because back in that time, our tight ends, man, would normally have 15 catches on the season. But running the ball, damn good defense, and disciplined football. That's what they were known for, man.
Yeah. Now I remember pride and accountability. Because if they lost the game, baby, somebody's going to the bench. Now that's what I remember: pride and accountability, baby. Because like I said, because they gave him help. Now now he didn't lose often, but if Coach Gordon lost, you had some diehard Jackson State people was on his ass because he was a Tennessee State graduate. Now a lot of people, I'm telling you now,
That's
they
true.
was on him about that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I remember
Another thing, they did a lot of stuff that they couldn't do today. Coach Gordon used to do some things like, man, they'll practice Saturday morning before a game.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Man, I'm
For
telling
real.
you, look,
Yeah.
man, look, they would practice, man. They would have like midnight practice before a game. Sometimes the morning, we could all the games that night. They have run throughs Saturday morning. But also, man, Coach Gordon was hell. Nice dude, he was hell. That WC, he would all tell everybody that WC stand for will cut.
That's right.
We'll call you.
Yeah. Now, do you remember when he ran the wishbone and all them guys went pro? He had Perry Harrington, Ricky
Yeah,
Patton.
Sylvester Step.
Yeah, all the whole backfield except the quarterback went pro.
Man, look, I remember, man, during the 80s when I was a kid, man, every year we would turn out somebody pro. At one point, man, we would send it. At one point in time, man, and we weren't really a high volume passing team, but man, we were sending receivers out left and right.
Yes, you were. Man. Yeah.
Man.
You know a name that you don't hear anymore for Jackson? Nobody ever talks about the Richardson family. Remember Gloucester Richardson? He went with the Kansas City Chiefs.
We were just talking about him.
You were talking about Gloucester?
Yeah, I was talking about Willie Richardson, but I know Gloucester.
Listen, I don't understand why Willie's not in that NFL Hall of Fame. That Jackson needs to send a letter. They need to send a letter in. He should be. He helped make Johnny Unitas and Earl Morrow. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame, and so does Harold Jackson.
Man. Yeah, Harold Jackson need to be in the Hall of Fame.
He need to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hold on. I don't think people understand. Look, we actually was with him. Because Ken flew home with him, man. Oh, right before the season. And man, so what we're gonna do this next cycle, because it's too late now, because he could only get in on the senior vote. But I urge anybody that can hear my voice, go look at some of your favorite right now NFL player stats that's like in the Hall of Fame, and even some of your current NFL leaders. Look at their stats. You gotta understand the time, you gotta put it in context. Harold Jackson played in the late 60s, early 70s, pretty much throughout the entire 70s.
Right.
Go look at his stats. They weren't really throwing the ball a whole ton when he was playing. The dude got over 10,000 receiving yards. He led the NFL in receptions on 3 separate years. And he made his all-decade team, because that was the thing that helped Robert Brazile. Robert Brazile was the last player on the all-70s decade team that didn't get into the Hall of Fame. But I can't remember how many Pro Bowls he had, but man, Harold Jackson got the catches. He led his era, like the guys that were coming out there. He had the most receptions out of everybody. He got the
Yeah,
yardage. That's
yeah,
comparable. That's
yeah,
Harold Jackson has more yards than Jimmy Smith.
Wow.
yeah,
You see?
yeah.
Smooth is
But
by
listen,
far.
Jay Smooth played in the 90s, well, in the
Yeah.
early 2000s. Harold Jackson has more yards than Jimmy Smith. That's a fact.
Yeah, Harold should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. See, I saw him with the Eagles and I saw him with the Rams because he played with John Hadle, then he played with Shaq Harris.
Yep.
And when he was with the Rams, nobody in the league could guard him. They would put Mel Renfro on him. He would eat Mel alive because Mel wasn't fast enough. I saw him just eat. Nobody could guard him. Nobody could guard him.
Hey, and then he got the nickname the boot, man. 00 Soul.
Yeah, yeah, that's him. That's him.
Man.
Now he's from. Is he Meridian? Where is he from?
Hattiesburg.
Hattiesburg. Okay.
So, what do you think about man? What do you think about TC going to Madison Central to get a whole bunch of kids out of there?
Hey, we gotta put that in context. Let me explain to y'all. Y'all don't understand what he did by doing it. In Jackson State's history, we've gotten a kid or two from Madison Central. Never ever got more than one in a calendar year. Because it's a stronghold. Because look, my parents live in Madison, and you have to understand the dynamic of how that thing is. There's a lot of evil serum in the sense of like parents steering their kids away from JSU. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's not a known thing to even get multiple kids. The fact that we got 4 kids in one cycle to JSU, and it's never been done before. That's why I try to put it in context. That right there alone shows you, like, if you're in Mississippi, it'll hit home. People who live out of state probably won't get it. But if you're here, that's one thing you'll see that'll raise your eyebrow and be like, oh, damn. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
Because it's like, this thing about Madison Central, you don't really get too much out of Madison Central. Or another school that everybody should know, South Panola. They don't venture to go to South Panola because all the kids from South Panola go to Ole Miss. It's just
Listen, South Panola used to come to Georgia and crush these teams over here. They used to come over here and just beat these teams. I'm talking about score 50 and 60 points.
But man, it's that's why I try to put some things in context where people can feel it, so they can grasp, like, the level of recruiting that they're doing. But I'm telling y'all, after tomorrow, when y'all see the entirety of what's been done, you actually can sit there and say, man to man, TC's class is going to rival what Coach Prime did. The only thing, and I'm talking about his last class at that, the only thing that's going to put Prime over the top is having Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, whatever happened to Mario Kurtz and Tony Woolfolk and them?
Mario Kurtz is still here. Last time I checked, he was still here in Jackson. He was a principal at one time at one school.
Right. And where's Woolfolk?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Because they want Cardale Jones' staff down at Alcorn.
Yep.
So I got a thing about it. So we doing a linebacker update. So Javarian Jenkins, Jace Ward, Alan Walker, Noah Bouye, to add in with Jarente Davis, Antonio Doyle, Niles.
Well, guess what, Doc? I'm gonna mess you up with this one. All 4 players.
Come on up with that too.
Look, all 4 players on that graphic
already on campus and enrolled.
Already on campus and enrolled, but they're all 3 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say, I want to say this about that Jarente Davis. He might be the SWAC Defensive Player of the Year next year. Y'all better watch him, because that boy can go.
Hey, I'm gonna put a little bug in your ear. If I had to put my money on it, it's gonna be Niles Gaddy.
I'm gonna see, because I'm telling you, that Jarente, that's 32, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that boy's explosive, man.
Look, let me tell you, if Niles Gaddy doesn't get hurt,
right,
he wins SWAC Defensive Player of the Year this past season. He doesn't get
hurt.
hurt.
He got hurt in what game?
He got hurt right after the who did we play after Grambling?
Hey, Valley.
He got hurt the Valley game.
Valley game. Okay.
And you got to look at. Here's the thing: you got to look. You have to look at what his numbers were, because once the Valley game got there, he only had 1 sack for the rest of the season. And he was leading us. He was leading the league by far before he got hurt.
Because he turned that Florida A&M game out.
The next game too.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
yeah.
and I'm telling you,
one of the sacks though. They say he had 3.5. I said no. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it on the screen. I say the man got 4.5. Should have had more than that. Should have had 5 to be exact. He was supposed to. That was a 5-sack game. That Tennessee State game.
Yes, sir.
So we got another. Like we said, we got the big boys, and that's one thing that I remember we was talking about this also, that we kind of was trying to get back in as far as with the offensive linemen, was to get bigger, to get stronger, to get better footwork, better technique. We lost some that was in the portal, lost some that was, that graduated or they left, but then you had that core, some from that core group come back, and now we got the kids coming in that's going to sign tomorrow. What do you think about these three right here? First, we're going to start off with Quay Davis.
Quay Davis is a unit, has the measurables, has the girth, good feet, but still just a little bit raw. But I also think Quay Davis coming in is probably going to be one of the ones you're probably going to look to redshirt.
Right. I agree. That's right.
But man, look, I know we want to talk about the committed recruits, but before we even go forward, I do want to let people know, like, man, don't sleep on some of the guys that didn't play last year. Like a Jasper Freeze is going to pay dividends this year.
Right.
And when people see the height that this O-line is going to have, and Ken and I talked about it last night, you're looking at now possibly having both of your tackles at 6'8", both of your guards at about 6'6", and your center being at 6'4".
That's NFL. It's an NFL line.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. She said she.
And your center is going to be who? Who's your center?
Your center right now is oh my God.
Is it
Riggins is the only ones that.
No. What's my I was about to say the Polynesian. Oh Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, just drew a blank. We just signed
Evan Henry. Oh,
no,
Josiah. Roa.
Josiah Roy. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. And what's his size?
He's 6'4", 6'5".
Okay. How many years he got left?
2 or 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2 for right now, but I think he possibly got 3.
You also got Trayvon Riggins, because he's switching from D line to O line to be a center.
That's the kid from Illinois, right? That's the kid from Illinois, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a guard or a tackle.
He is going to be a center.
Oh, he's going to be a center.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's going to be a center. So just like I said, it's you gotta the offensive line is still gonna be intact. The way I looked at it was that first year, I'm thinking that there was no continuity on the offensive line the first year.
And it was bad coaching. Don't forget it was bad coaching.
Bad coaching.
Yeah, it was that guy was terrible, man. What's his name? What's his name?
Markinson.
Oh, he was terrible.
Then you see last season, last season, the offensive line was a little bit better.
Yeah,
as far as, but there was still some issues as far as pass blocking, and it kind of took the heat off of Coach Markinson also, because Shador didn't get sacked a lot.
Yeah.
uh, this time that what you saw
We should
for the
definitely see some changes in the development. Can you pull up
right.
that video? I did a commitment video for Roa. Here I
Okay.
that was he is 6'4" and I believe 310 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good that we have more than one center because I know the other guy we just watched his film and we were saying that he needs to be developed.
Yeah. A lot of kids that you're gonna see in here as far as the offensive line goes, uh, they're gonna have to be developed because of the simple fact that you're um like Christian Walker, playing at 260. I mean, if it was like in the 1970s and 1980s, it would have been good. It would have been, that was a big size back then. But, nowadays, most offensive linemen shoot average out like 305, 310.
Well, I
Um,
think it goes back to what you said earlier about being able to reach that second level
I
and
played
also being
his
able to do
film.
downfield blocking.
I
That's
got
what you
to
want
try his
from them. You
film.
don't want them linemen to be just big, but they can't move. Today's game, that lineman got to be able to run the field.
what's going on, Blue? I'm just here to get my like in. You good, bro? But yeah, this is him. This is Josiah. Uh, that's his tape right there from the JUCO. But he's nasty with it. Let me see, Mr. Ford got jumped off. But he's nasty with it when it comes to the blocking. Chop and snatch. Boom. Ooh, yeah. Pull back, bush push. Hold on. You said, wait a minute, Blue. You said
Blue,
Isaiah
call
and
in and tell us
Aubrey.
about it. Blue, call in and tell us about it.
Hey, Blue, I'm about to send you the link. You can tell us about it. You don't have to put your video. You don't have to put your camera on, but you can just come on and just tell us about it. That's good though. I did see Aubrey's measurables though too. I thought he was like 6'1", but they measured him at
They've
5'11".
always said that he was undersized. I don't think anybody. I think we've known since the last when he got a chance to participate in like a pro day or whenever Coach Prime bought them out.
Mm-hmm.
They explained to him that he was undersized, and they also explained to him some of the things that he needs to work on, like everything. They went through all of that. And one thing that I love about Aubrey Miller, which I'm sure that um the NFL and the scouts would take notice to, is that he listens to constructive criticism. Like he doesn't just shut down, he listens to what is being said to him and he changes and builds off of that.
Right.
That's one thing I could say that he does do well.
But I was looking at his measurables, 5'11" and a half. So basically, he's about 6 foot at 229 pounds, 230, that's still good though for an inside linebacker. What's going on, Blue?
Well, it's good, guys. Yeah, I'm not on camera. I'm still trying to get these
All right, you good.
pictures and
You good, man. You good.
videos uploaded. But man, Isaiah weighed in at 226, which is still kind of small for an edge rusher. But man, let me tell you, they are the goal is to play him as an off the ball linebacker this week, while letting him also do pass rush as like a specialized pass rusher for the next level. And I'm telling you, man, he cooked some Power 5 offensive tackles today with his speed. I mean, they stood no chance. And he had probably 2 sacks in the 7-on-7 drill today.
Hmm.
I keep forgetting.
So, Blue, where will he be drafted? Will he be drafted?
After today, yeah, listen, he was on the border for me in terms of being drafted. After today, if he continues what he's doing, I think he's a late day 2 pick.
Okay.
Pull up that slide.
Right. How about Dallas Daniels? How did he look?
Oh well, he's at the Shrine Bowl. I'm down at the Senior Bowl.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
in
Okay.
Mobile. But Aubrey looked good. He's still got to work a little bit on his coverage. Listen, it wasn't his fault. He went up against Eric Gray from Oklahoma, who, if you know anything about college football, the kid is probably one of the best receiving backs in the country. And I mean, he was cooking everyone today. And Aubrey had some bad reps against him. But
Okay.
against some of the other backs, he did a really, really good job of staying in their back pocket, getting his hands on the football, and making some big plays. And then when he got the chance to really work on his run defense and filling gaps and filling the right holes and, I guess sizing up, because they were in kind of shells today, so they didn't allow full contact. But man, Aubrey did a great job in the run defense aspect and the angle drills and things like that.
And with Aubrey, you're looking at it with him, he's not he's not an outside, he's an inside. So I mean, his job is you see the ball, you hit the ball. That's it.
But Doc, I might have to disagree with you now. I think he's going to be more impactful on the outside. I really do. I think
Aubrey
he's going to. Yeah, Aubrey. I can see Aubrey on the outside.
It would be. I think in certain situations maybe, but I think if you put him outside, you lose his number. His best quality is his ability to be a blitzer. When he can come downhill and blitz through the A gap, I mean, he is damn near unblockable at times. And so I think if you move him outside, you lose that aspect of his game. But it would just depend on the scheme. But I think that he worked with a lot of, they had a lot. His team of linebackers, let me just say this, are stacked. They have him, D. Winters from TCU, who had the 3 sacks and the pick against Michigan in the playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Marte Mapu, who is a converted linebacker from a defensive back from Sacramento State, who is the Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, their linebacking room is loaded in terms of middle linebackers. And so, man, he's getting to work with the best of them. And I mean, he was hanging with them. So I think the scouts are seeing that. If I had to guess, Aubrey and Isaiah, in my opinion, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, I don't see how they're not drafted when this draft comes around in April.
I heard Zay Bowden got made some money over the week. Also,
he did. He had a good weekend at the NFLPA Bowl. And also too, from what the draft HBCU guys are the ones I got to give them a shout out. They're at the Shrine Bowl. I think it's in Las Vegas. They said that Dallas Daniels and Shaq Davis are having monstrous weeks right now, and that the one critique they said about Shaq Davis is that he's got to work on his control and his deep routes because he's just so big that he just runs downfield and he knows in one-on-one opportunities he can beat anybody. But they said he showed a lot of, I would say, progress in terms of his underneath routes and being, I guess, a good route runner underneath, which is something I thought he struggled with at South Carolina State. So it's good to hear that he's doing a good job. And then with Dallas Daniels, from what I was told, he's eating people up in the intermediate. But I think all of us on this stream and in the chat know Dallas Daniels makes his living in intermediate routes, and he's probably one of the best route runners in the FCS.
Right.
So you like it more as a slot guy?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
At the NFL, at least. I mean, there could be some situations where you put him outside, but man, if he gets drafted to a team that already has a bigger bodied wide receiver, putting him in the slot and I can see him being a type of like Cooper Kupp route runner,
right?
For the right scheme.
Oh yeah.
So we got Mercier, Nugget, Tony Gray, and Dimitri Jordan. They're all in All-Star Bowl games. Also, I think Mercier was in what bowl game was he in? Because they just had one.
Oh, he went to the like FCS Trillion or something. It's some crazy name, but yeah, he was down there.
And then I know Nugget, Tony, and Dimitri. They all are going at the They all going to be at the HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Yeah, and Zay's going to be there too. Zay said he was going to go down there and just do interviews, but he's not going to play.
Right.
Now, Blue, what do you think about Nugget as a safety with the length, with the size?
So a lot of people don't know this. Nugget played safety his whole career. Like he if I'm not mistaken, he played at Lackawanna at safety and converted to defensive back his last year. His dad said that Nugget's a better safety than he is defensive.
That's
back.
what I saw too. I thought he's a better safety.
So that's a move that I wouldn't be surprised if he made at the NFL, depending on what team he goes to.
And so, what about Zay Bolden as a punt returner and kickoff returner?
He's one of the best in the nation.
Yeah.
I think it's him, and then there's a kid out of Missouri State. His name is Montre Braswell. Zay's a better punt returner, but Braswell for a career averaged like 30 yards a kick return.
Right.
And return had like 4 or 5, I think, 100-yard kickoff returns in his career. The kid was an FCS All-American. So him and Zay are going to be the two guys who are return specialists, because if you remember last year, I don't know if you guys do, Montrell Washington for Sanford got drafted in the 5th round by the Broncos strictly off his special team ability, and he was a starter for the Broncos at the time this year. And then the other specialist to look for is at the Senior Bowl. His name's Robert Solderum from Virginia Military Institute, or VMI. He's a long snapper at the Senior Bowl, and he's a 3-time All-American. And in his career, he has 3 years where he never missed. He never had a bad snap, and he never allowed a block punt.
What? Hey, that's a dog right there.
Yeah,
That's a
and I mean,
dog.
long snappers aren't like a sexy position a lot of people want to talk about. But I mean, listen, I promise you, you don't appreciate the long snappers until you don't have one.
That's right. And it's easy money.
Oh yeah, and
It's
he
easy money.
could get drafted just based on consistency, because apparently I talked to him. I'm trying to work on uploading his interview today. Apparently, I mean, he got really good feedback, and so there's a chance. I got to talk to Mapu tomorrow. I got to talk to the kid from North Dakota State, and then I think one more FCS guy to catch up to. But based on all their feedback that I interviewed today, because I talked to Aubrey and Isaiah today, man, it looks like all the FCS guys at the Senior Bowl have a chance, have a really good shot to get drafted.
Man, that's good. That's something that's a good thing that we do need to hear right there, that they have the chance to get drafted. I mean, you control your destiny. You control your own destiny when it comes to stuff like, these all-star bowl games, and also with your pro days, and if need be, if you get invited to the combine. But you control everything in that aspect right there. But it's good to hear that that we'll have, you can see some of these players actually get drafted, and not just in the 6th or 7th round, but um kind of go like with what a Joshua Williams, who's about to play in the Super Bowl as a
Shout out to
rookie.
him.
Shout out to him, man. And
And Joshua's from what school?
Fayetteville State.
Oh, Fayetteville State. Okay. Okay.
I'm about to say Fort Valley. No, yeah, Fayetteville State.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he's from Fayetteville. He had a hell of a career, man. He was he was at the Senior Bowl last year, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say
yeah,
I remember watching him, and he was showing out at the Senior Bowl too. Did a great job all week long, and so I think it's good for FCS guys to get that opportunity at these big All-Star games, and they show out, go get drafted, shot in the NFL, and that it should create opportunities for the next round of guys like who do you want to throw in there? A Kendall Bowler, a Niles Gaddy. I even think Caleb Johnson potentially has a chance at running back to get some NFL looks. I mean, we have a whole another batch of guys coming up in the next few years that I think are going to be able to get opportunities because of how well these other guys are performing.
it
Well,
is the thing.
let me throw this question out. With TC taking over at Jackson State, do you see TC challenging the Southland Conference? Do you see TC bringing a Stephen F. Austin to Jackson, or do you see him bringing a Incarnate Word to Jackson?
I don't see why not. I mean, if Incarnate Word and Stephen F. Austin and McNeese are going to play in Lorman of all places, if I'm not mistaken, Incarnate Word went to PV this year, and McNeese is going to Southern. I don't see why they would turn down a Jackson opportunity. Because if you're going to go play in Lorman, man, it's a lot more. In my opinion, I think it's a lot more. Well, I don't know the word, like enticing to go play in Jackson in front of that crowd and get that exposure. Why
Right,
not? Why not go do that?
right.
You got any
And a
questions?
lot of
Come on, my bad.
I'm still here.
I said, you
What's
got any
up?
questions for Blue?
Nope, I'm taking it all in. I love it. It was a great update. Thank you, Blue, for coming in and sharing with us these great Jackson State players and HBCU players.
Hey, for sure. I'll keep you guys updated throughout the week. I think you guys are live tomorrow. I
Blue,
saw.
Let me ask this question about Tony Gray. Now, is he seen as a project, or is he being seen as a legitimate tackle? How are they viewing him?
As a guy who's going to play in the USFL.
Okay,
He ain't getting a shot in the NFL. I mean, he couldn't. If the fact of the matter is, there's some guys at the P5 level where if they lose their starting job or they don't play a lot, they get the benefit of the doubt. If you don't, I mean, we've seen guys who are legends at the FCS level not get drafted. If you can't start in an FCS school, you're not going to the NFL.
right.
Well,
Right.
USFL.
It's sad. It's sad, but I mean, it's the reality. But yeah, I'll have some practice highlights uploaded in just a little bit, so you guys can kind of see how Aubrey and Isaiah and everyone are doing. I'll have them throughout the week. Hopefully, Thursday is supposed to rain, so we'll have fingers crossed on that one. But I'll try to keep you guys updated on how these guys are doing.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming
Yep.
on, bro.
Hey, appreciate y'all.
Do the applause thing, Doc.
Bye. Hold on.
Thank you, Blue.
He jumped off already. But man, it's good to have Blue. Blue is the FCS encyclopedia.
And we've been
Yeah.
getting all the special guests today.
Man. But I'm liking this. What do you think about this, Mr. Ford? You liking this because like you said, it's that HBCU Renaissance coming back again.
Oh yeah, we back to the 70s. We back to the 70s. And listen, now we're gonna get more people drafted than we got last year. But the big year is gonna be next year and the year after that.
Yeah.
With the talent coming into the SWAC. I keep telling people, if you in the SWAC and you don't have NFL caliber players, it's your fault. Because them kids you called out for that offensive line, them kids are going to get a shot at the league. Them kids are going to get a shot at the league. If they stay, they're going to get a shot.
Let's go over our special teams.
So, special teams, we got Cool Hand Luke Jackson, transferred in from Southern University.
Oh, yeah.
You got G Baby Baeza, who's also the kicker. And then you got Lerno, we got him in as a long snapper for
I need to show you his film because he's got some nice films. So I'm getting ready to pull up Avery Salerno.
So now which one is the field goal kicker?
Oh, that's Luke.
Luke? Is Luke the field goal kicker?
Yes.
So Luke can Luke hit the 50-yarder?
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. I got that pulled up too. I got both of them pulled up. So we can just take a look at these special teams. Now, we need for special teams to be special because that's one of the things that separates you from the rest of the SWAC is having solid special teams. It's very important.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of people thought, who did we lose? We lost
Mata.
C Senor and then also Jacob Pilate. He also went to Colorado and people were like, "Oh, you guys lost." Well, we just picked right back up where we left off. And then somebody's echoing. What was I getting ready to say? Oh yeah, the other Southern transfer, I think his name, well, I don't know his nickname is Paul the Sickest, but I forgot his name. He's in the HBCU Legacy Bowl. So I thought he was going to stay another year because he's from Southern as well, but he actually is not. So I guess he went ahead and decided to graduate. He did not use his extra year. So can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
This one right here.
Yeah, this is Avery.
Yeah. So
how many years of eligibility does he have?
I think he has like at least 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, he has some eligibility left.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because I think some of these kids now that's transferring in are going to use that COVID year.
Right.
Yeah, he says on his page, he says that he has 3 years of eligibility left.
Whoa, that's good. That's good news right there.
Yeah, and you know what? He actually transferred from the CIAA.
No, so what school?
It came from the
Let me
CIAA.
see.
Well, yeah, what's this school?
Looks like he said Chowan University.
Yeah, Chawan.
Chowan?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chawan.
He was
Yeah,
playing at
yeah,
Chowan.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Did they
So he's
discontinue?
familiar
They
with
left the CIAA.
HBCU.
Chawan is still in the CIAA. That's the
Still
only,
see. Okay,
yeah, non
right.
the non HBCU in the CIAA.
Because
Who
they're not
gave
an HBCU, are they?
they're not one, but they did give some teams fits,
Yeah, they
and
did. I remember them.
and who was it that I'm just trying to figure out who won the CIAA that this
Wasn't it
past season.
Fayetteville? Didn't Fayetteville win it?
Fayetteville won it. Beat them
Yeah,
in the did they play them in the championship game? I think no. They beat them earlier in order for Fayetteville to get into the championship game.
right,
Uh,
right.
but Chawan gives a lot of teams fits.
Yeah, they do.
Is
They do.
he said they left the CIAA.
Oh, they did leave. That's what I thought. I heard something like that. I wasn't sure.
Is Bluefield State? I think Bluefield State's supposed to be coming back to the CIAA.
Right,
You
that's
see this next
Virginia. That's
slide.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that.
You can see this next slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is Luke Jackson. This is actually on Jackson State campus, and this is a 52-yard field goal
Whoa.
that he's kicking right here.
Yeah.
He can't be this slow in the game though, but
Nah, it's a different level in the game.
Yeah. But he can hit. He does have experience hitting game-winning field goals.
Yeah,
it's
he beat
it's a
He,
50
Alcorn, didn't he?
yarder.
he,
Didn't he
all,
Mhm.
beat out? He beat
40,
Alcorn.
he can hit 40, 50-yard field goals. So it, like you said, it wasn't a drop off. It wasn't a
No,
drop off
no.
that we had. So it's a
Can you pull our slides back up?
yeah. So it's a good thing. It is a good thing.
Where's
It,
Luke from? What's his high school?
He
um,
was at Southern for so long, I don't even know. I can look it up though.
Yeah. See, what is he from? Mississippi?
I don't know if he's from Mississippi, but
You know, it's weird because when Dooley came over there, he kind of put Luke Jackson as a backup, and Luke didn't like that, so that's why he
Transfer.
transferred out. But
Okay.
Dooley, he there's a couple of players on his team that should have been starting,
Oh,
and he put his other people in, and they just, they didn't work out.
listen. How about that Bubba?
do
Was
not
it
get me.
Bubba McDaniels?
Do not get us started about that. Me
That's
and
right. Cause man, that's a sore spot with me.
we was let's say I say oh no because the way that Bubba tore through our defense
Yes,
in
like a
in the
veteran.
like in the first part of the first half and into the second half,
Yeah, it's a good
it
thing
that
y'all had that big lead on him.
yeah. But the thing about it is, if he would have did that at the beginning of the game,
Yeah,
that game would not have been close. And I know, I love my school and I love Jackson State, but that game would not have been close if you would have put Bubba in that game,
yeah. That guy
like
had almost 400 yards of offense.
offense by himself.
Listen,
Glenn Misiak, I haven't seen him on campus. Lane McGregor, he doesn't have any more eligibility left. So he maybe he'll be a grad assistant. But Lane McGregor, he didn't have any more eligibility. And then Glenn, I just haven't seen him on
And
campus.
Sam Johnson, I got to see about
Sam
Sam
Johnson
Johnson
went in the portal.
went into the portal. Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll come out with we'll come out with something. So
What about the kid Byron? Was it Byron Hobson? He was a linebacker.
Aaron Hobson.
Right. Okay.
yeah,
Where did he end up?
he's in the portal.
Okay. What
Yeah,
about the Zach Bro?
Zach Bro
In the
is
portal.
in the
So
portal.
nobody picked him up.
No, they can't.
It can't
You
come.
know,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, they can't do nothing
Right.
right now. So
So
that
they
portal
can't
is
come out until what? May.
May.
May. Okay.
And
Okay.
that's why you seen people. That's why you seen players like it says Guthrie when he was in a portal. He, got out from Delaware State. He was in the portal for a little bit, and then he took himself out because he wasn't going to be able to do maneuver and do the things that he needed to do to like visit, schools and stuff while he was
Right.
still in the portal.
That's right. So he's at Jackson, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he's in.
he's
Yeah.
enrolled.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
fully
Hmm.
enrolled.
Okay.
Yeah,
This next section that we have, the last section of the night, is of course the coaching, and you guys highlighted it really, really well. Actually, we went over everything, but this is just to highlight Coach TC Taylor and the amount of experience that he has, and I think it really frames the mindset that Coach TC Taylor, he was always built to come to Jackson, to return to Jackson State and be our head coach.
Right.
Um, and I also think it's interesting. He coached at, is it Coahoma?
Kahoma.
Kahoma. Yeah. Kahoma.
Coahoma Community
Yeah.
College
Right.
from 2005 to 2011. And
Right.
I kept mentioning that a lot of his pulls and the kids that you see in Mississippi coming from all these JUCOs and stuff, that he has connects with these coaches
Oh
and
yeah.
with staff
Yeah.
all over Mississippi.
Right.
And they probably, as soon as they found out that TC Taylor was head coach, that they jumped in his inbox like, "Hey, I got some kids.
Right.
Reach back out to
Mhm.
me." So um he was a quarterback and wide receiver coach, and then he ended up being the offensive coordinator for 5 to 6 years of that stint, and his offenses ranked among the top 5 in Mississippi junior colleges in total yards for 4 years straight
Right.
from 2007 to 2010. I didn't know that he coached at Texas Southern University.
Yeah. He was with
Yeah,
Albury. Was Asbury?
yeah,
Asbury. Yeah.
He's
He
a
did.
wide receiver recruiting coordinator.
Yeah.
And then when he got to North Carolina Central, which you will see on when you see his when they reveal the coaching staff tomorrow, you'll see a lot of his connects that he built in North Carolina Central. You'll see it on his coaching staff. He
They did a
started
good
out as
job at Central. They did a really good
Mhm.
job. That was
He
him and
started out
Jerry
as
Mack.
Yeah, and he started out as QB coach,
Yeah, he
and then
did.
he became the
Offense coordinator.
co-offensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. I went into a game one year and they beat North Carolina A&T in Durham, and it was like a 4 or 5-way tie for the MEAC championship. And then they sent Morgan State to the playoffs. That was before the coming of the Celebration Bowl.
Mm.
Yeah, that little guy Tariq Cohen was a star for
yeah.
A&T. He made a fumble at the end of the game that won the game for Central.
Man, but yeah,
So he ended
he,
up returning to Jackson State University in 2019. He was actually primed to take over. If I
Right.
remember right, he was on that staff and he was next in line. And
Yeah.
then Ashley Robinson reached out to Coach Prime, or Coach Prime reached out to him. However it went, we all know that part, and the rest is
Yeah.
all history.
Oh yeah.
And so now I'm glad that we got Mr. Ford on the line.
Oh yeah.
So,
hold on before we go into that.
okay.
Just take in account just having Zoe on the show to talk strictly about Jackson State football and the coaches that well, not just the coach, but just TC as being a coach and who he learned under and who those coaches learned under. it puts it puts everything into perspective.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like it rounds out the whole thing, and it rounds out and it puts into perspective how TC is and how he's going to be as a head coach.
right,
The only thing is, you gotta put them when you get them pads on, and that first game come on. Um, how how the team is going to respond to him, especially especially in his very first game as a collegiate head football coach
well, it's a big one. It's in Miami. No, it's in Atlanta.
in
It's
Atlanta.
yeah, the week 0 here for the SWAC MEAC Challenge, right? South Carolina
Hmm.
State.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
so he'll
that,
make his debut in Atlanta, Georgia.
And
that
for this particular section, we're not going to necessarily concretely say all of these coaches, they have been announced via Football Scoop, or they have Go JSU Tiger with their particular position, or excuse me, their coaching position in their bio, or it has been announced. Um, so of course we have Coach Maurice Harris that came from Liberty.
Right,
Um, we had a whole segment on him. If you go
right,
back and watch it, about his tenure at Liberty and him
right,
under Hugh Freeze, that he was responsible, or he definitely contributed to Malik Willis being drafted,
right, right.
as well as the tight end Ingram.
Yeah, that's Ole Miss.
Ole
Right.
Miss.
That's his time at Ole Miss.
And he was a
DJ
first
Metcalf.
round, he was a first round pick. The
Yeah,
tight
and
end
so
was a
was
first
DJ, right? Wasn't DJ first round?
Who
round.
you talking about?
DJ
Malik
Metcalf.
DK Metcalf? Yeah,
Yeah,
all the DK was first round. AJ
yeah,
Brown was first round.
right,
Uh, the only ones off that whole roster at the time that wasn't really first round was DeMarcus Lodge. He didn't go in
okay,
the first round. I think he was like fifth or sixth round. Um, the only reason why I know that because my uncle knows his dad
right,
with his time playing at he was at Cedar Hill.
right,
Uh,
right,
yeah, he was man. But also you had a Cody Core that was there. You got Elijah Moore that was there at the time. But you could say Elijah Moore was more under Lane Kiffin, but he still got some sort of tutelage out from Maurice Harris and
right,
Hugh Freeze.
right. Really, yeah. Oh yeah,
And once again, we're not going to put like specific titles on any of the coaching staff. We're just this is just based off of looking at the Football Scoop. And also, if you are on Twitter and you see recruits, as they say, thank you for an offer, they'll tag a certain coach,
right,
and then you look at their position and you can pretty much see what they'll be probably helping with or over. But we're not going to make any concrete specific positions. The next one is Coach Jo.
oh
Hmm.
yeah. Hmm.
But you can see with Coach Jo. I mean, he already said that's going to be your offensive line coach right there.
And we went over him yesterday. If you guys want to go back and look at, we did a small segment on Coach Jo and where he's from. The next one, our Coach RJ Fleming.
Yep.
Right.
Now, what I
He
will say is he is a Mississippi native.
Jackson.
No, I want to say Natchez.
Oh, okay, so Natchez. What was his undergraduate? Where did he go to undergraduate?
Let me go ahead and read this to you about Coach RJ Fleming.
he
So he
didn't
went
come
to
in.
Trinity. He graduated from Trinity Episcopal Day School in Natchez,
Okay.
Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
He went to Arkansas State University for his
Okay.
bachelor's degree
Right.
and Texas Christian University for his master's.
Right.
Mhm.
Hugh Freeze at one time was the head coach at Arkansas State, right?
It wasn't Hugh Freeze. It was Gus Malzahn.
He was at Arkansas State University from 2010 to 2013 as a football athlete.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
he played a professional indoor football league in 2015. He went to Arkansas Tech University as a graduate assistant for wide receivers.
Hmm.
Trinity International University as a defensive backs coach, a recruiting coordinator. He coached at TCU from 2016 to 2018
So he
So
as
that
coached
was
under
offensive graduate assistant.
so
that's
that was Gary. What's that guy's name? Gary Gibbs.
Gary Patterson.
Gary Patterson. So he worked under Gary Patterson.
So just
Hmm.
keep in mind there's going to be a connecting thread. So he was at Liberty University from 2019 to 2021.
Right. Let me tell you something. Liberty was beating up on that ACC. I can tell you that they was whooping they behind.
And that's he was offensive quality control, but Liberty University, that is where Coach Maurice Harris is from.
Right.
So usually there's and he was recently he went to Eastern Michigan University, but then he also, like, last year he was the running backs close coach for Texas State.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's San Marcos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's see who we got next. Quinn. That's the
And Bill,
quarterback.
yeah, QB coach played under at North Carolina Central at the
Yeah.
time that he was the QB coach there.
Yeah.
So he has that, like I said, is that connection right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna
He
see
came from a
you're gonna,
junior college. He came to Central from a junior college. I want to
Okay.
say, yeah, I remember him.
And the football scoop, they shared a little bit about him. He was a Duke graduate assistant.
That's right. Yeah, he was.
And so they pointed that out.
Yeah.
And next we got Coach Bradley,
Coach Jonathan Bradley,
Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah, we know him.
former
Alcorn.
Alcorn. Yeah.
Yeah, and was at Pine Bluff, and was at Central. He was
Yep,
at
Oh, he
North
was at
Carolina
Central
Central.
too?
Yeah, he
yep,
was at North Carolina Central.
yeah. So
Interesting
like,
enough, he graduated from Arkansas State. So
Yeah, that's right.
they all
That's right.
got like little touches,
Yeah, he was with Doc Gamble, and then he went down there with Fred. He was down there with Fred and Coach Thomas, Cedric Thomas. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, if you see Arkansas State, so yeah, that would be if that was huge. Yeah, if that was huge for you here, then yeah, I would. I mean, there's
The
something
same
about it.
time, basically the same time that Coach RJ Fleming was a football athlete, student
Mhm.
athlete, Coach Jonathan Bradley was also at Arkansas State.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder, did they play together? Yeah.
And then
No.
you got Jonathan Bradley with the defensive line that you saw from
No.
Alcorn.
Uh-huh.
G, G call it they said he called it the crackhead defense because that's basically what they was trying to do, crack your head open.
Oh
Uh,
Lord.
hold on. You
Oh,
said Robert
we gotta
Lockhart just committed to FAMU.
That's not surprising. There's some other kids down at FAMU from Langston Hughes. That's not surprising. He's
That's
a
a
project, like you said earlier. He's a project. He's
that's
a
still a
kid.
good.
Yeah. He's a track person first.
Mm-hmm.
He's a track person first. You dump it off to him and let him run with it. You can turn him into a punt returner, kickoff returner kind of guy.
Right.
Yeah. But there's some kids at Langston Hughes that's at FAMU now.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then we got Coach Weeks.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course, I went over him
Yeah.
the other day that we went over Coach Weeks and then
Right.
Coach Hammock. So that's the basically that's the D line and linebackers right
Right.
there.
Right. I think Hammock is an upgrade. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm serious. I'm telling y'all, when you played on the D'Antonio and you done played on the Pat Narduz and them, baby, you know some stuff. You know, I'm telling you, you know some things.
There you got Coach O at the bottom.
Coach O.
Yeah, Coach O.
So yeah, Coach O, like you said, played was at Mississippi State at the time.
Yeah,
Was under Coach Jackie Sherrill.
Jackie Sherrill.
Had that um, um, offensive line. They had a massive offensive line too.
Yeah,
You really
that was it.
got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's one of them guys out that was all that offensive line?
Oh,
Pork chop,
Porkchop
Allman.
Hartman. When
Yeah.
the Porkchop, he went out to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. They had a massive offensive line. Always have.
Mm-hmm. So, but he's always gonna be. He grew like Zoe said. He grew up Jackson State.
Yeah,
Most people Jackson State. He lived down the street from Jackson State. So, you know, why not go over there and coach and be a recruiting coordinator?
oh yeah.
So, so, and if I'm gonna tell, if it wasn't, and if it ain't for Coach O, if it wasn't for Coach O doing what he do, then
Coach O been holding it down.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
if it wasn't for him and Coach
Yeah.
TC doing what they do, none of this stuff would be going on right now. As far as
Right.
with the
Right.
like, of course, at the time, like I said, Coach Sanders was going to use his name to get people to come in, but on a national level. But you need somebody like Coach O and Coach TC to make sure that you can still get that Mississippi flavor to come up
You're
in there
right.
too.
They're Mississippi lifers.
So, and that's the thing. Like I said, like Zoe said, that's the thing about it where you bring in you like going to Madison Central is not surprising, but it's a big surprise to get like 4 recruits to come out of Madison Central. It's
Right.
surprising to get a lot of recruit, coming from certain from the JUCOs in Mississippi. Because like he said that JUCOs, the Mississippi JUCOs was poaching players from
Yeah.
our HBCUs
Right.
all the time.
You
So
seen what Holmes Community College their weight room looked like.
yeah, but see at that moment when you look at it though, Holmes Community College, these kids at Holmes, at Colin, at Northwest, Southwest, um, um, East Central, Hines, they trying to go somewhere else. Like the only one that really has a somewhat of a cachet name would be East Mississippi,
Right. That's last
and
chance of you, right?
Last Chance U. And
Yeah.
Coach Buddy Stevens is he is no slouch to play for. Like
Oh yeah.
you have to come
Somebody
with it.
in the chat said that Coach O is assistant head coach. All I'm gonna say is we are gonna wait until tomorrow for the
Yeah. Announcement.
announcement of all
Yeah.
of the different coaches.
Right.
We're just showing you some of the coaches that have already have like either an at go JSU Tigers football in their Twitter or that the recruits have added.
Mm.
So we'll wait until the announcement tomorrow, but that's what we just wanted to go over that. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
all we have for today as far
As
as
far as
the
signing
skits,
day.
the slides go.
Hey man, y'all don't be talking about bad about my girl her doing her slide shows on here. Cause if I had to do some slide shows, boy, y'all be like, hey, y'all gonna be thinking I'm in the professor and y'all in class. But Mr. Ford, did you watch my interview that I had with Dr. Monique Carroll for
I gotta
Chicago
go back.
State?
I was at school.
Okay, watch
So I
that.
gotta go back. Yeah, I gotta go back and watch it.
She is a swag aficionado. Cause
What? I mean, does she have a preference for a conference? Did she say anything about whether she's looking at SWAC or MEAC?
we talked about that. We talked about that, but she said, once if it gets approved, her the thing that she wants to see is regional.
Okay, regional. Yeah,
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 yeah.
And
yeah.
so, you know,
So we
I,
talking
I
Illinois State, those Missouri State.
well, yeah, because that's more reasonable. That's Missouri Valley Football Conference right there. I
That's
want
right.
wants to be more to where I think where we was talking about this. She wants to be more aware to where that she brings all the programs in to where it be less conferences that that they're in. Like you have your one main conference, and then some of your programs, um, your non revenue programs are like in these other conferences that sponsors that those said sports.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
but I did throw out the SWAC, and I did throw out the MEAC.
Right.
I threw out the OVC because it's closest. That's the other closest thing to you.
Right.
We did talk
Hmm.
about Western Athletic Conference as far as when they was it's for basketball, but when they dropped it, the Western Athletic Conference, she did tell me about. We was talking about UMKC because that was the closest school that you could play as far as when it came to basketball.
Right.
Because you talking about going to Las Cruces, New Mexico to play New Mexico State in basketball. That's a long drive right there. If you
Yes,
really
it
think
is. That's West Coast almost.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and we got into it. We talked about it. She did tell me about it's 6 degrees of separation. She was at Prairie View, so she was at Prairie View where Ashley Robinson.
Uh huh.
uh, in fact, she told me she worked for the SWAC office.
Oh, okay.
So
For
she
Dr.
worked.
McClellan or for the other commissioner?
I think it was the other commissioner. It was
Commissioner.
before
Okay.
there. But that's where she met Ashley Robinson at, and they both, she went on to Prairie View, and like she learned from a guy that a lot of people uh they some people sleep on because of the simple fact that you know Ashley hired Dion, and you know he was in the in the shadows, but
Right.
Ashley was doing is doing work with little to nothing. But when you was
Right.
at Prairie, like I said, bringing in a Willie Simmons, bringing in a Eric Dooley, then you jump over to Jackson, you bring in Prime, and then you add, you bring in TC. That's some good choices. We also talk about the fact that she was at South Carolina State, so she had a chance to pick brain from Buddy Pugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the dean. Buddy's the dean, baby.
So Buddy Pugh. Also, and then Houston Tillotson University. I didn't know she was the AD there.
Right.
You know, in
That's Austin, right? Isn't that Austin, Texas?
here, East Austin. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
things we talk about. And she basically like I said, she's a swag lifer. She graduated from Pine Bluff.
Okay.
She's had out Alonzo Hampton.
Right.
Um, being named the head coach there. She just want to see her alma mater do well when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
football. So it was a good casual conversation that we had about that. But
Okay.
the main
Okay.
thing we were talking about was the football possibilities and the exploratory committee
Right.
um uh having the community to back up, what I'm saying, to back up everything that they want to see on that side of town right there.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, man, it was
Mom
a
getting
it was
ready
like,
to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Got
okay.
the youngin in bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
Um,
do that too.
but
I,
we are tuned in tomorrow.
Oh yes, that's a big day.
It's the big day.
Big day, baby.
If you haven't had a chance, please like the stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can get all of those updates and hop on over to my channel and subscribe to my channel. I'm only 94 away from 1,000.
Yes. Hey, make sure look, y'all make sure look. Um, there's 156 watching this stream right here. Y'all go over check her subscribe to her channel. Let's get her to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get her to 4,000 watch hours.
Oh yeah.
Make sure that she get, she get her page, her channel monetized. Because she does great work, y'all.
Oh, I
When
love the
it's
Thank
slides.
you.
I love the slides.
I ain't got the slides ready, she gonna have them for me.
Oh
She
yeah, I
gonna have
love the slides. Especially the ones with the linemen. I could tell a lot about those linemen. That was right on time for me because I'm a visual learner. I love the
so yeah,
slides.
but yeah, I mean, she's good. So hopefully when I say when she really, really goes live, she did go live one last week and I jumped on
Okay.
for the last couple of minutes on the show. But when she goes live, it's gonna be something to watch.
Now, what time
And
are y'all
What
going
time are we
tomorrow?
wait, what time are we starting tomorrow?
tomorrow, ooh, sis, yes. Let me talk to the executive producer because I
Aren't you stuck
just
in the house? You can go on earlier, huh?
I kind of go on earlier, but uh, still gotta do family time.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
They gotta do family time. So what we could do is uh instead of 6, I could go at 5, and also um we see what we just do a recap Jackson State, and then we can see what other schools have signed and what we can rank the schools sign. They're
Yeah.
signing.
Yeah. Right. So you're saying
So
about 5 tomorrow?
yeah, we can do about 5
So
tomorrow
that'll be 5 Eastern or 5 Central.
Central.
Okay, so that'll be 6 my time. Okay, all right.
hmm I'm stuck
Okay.
in the house. I'm
I
Mr.
know,
Ford. I'm
listen, they've been featuring y'all on all the news telecasts. We saw the snow on the ground and all of that.
sir. This is not a moo dress. This is an actual hoodie that I have on. I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy. All right. I'm 6'4", 280. I'm sorry.
Hey,
but now we man, we stuck in the house. We expecting to have some more freezing rain and
yeah,
sleet and
that's what they said. Yeah.
um but yeah, man, there's a lot of things going on. I thank you as always for coming on to the show as
Oh, yeah.
always, and y'all go follow Timona. She loves D. Get her to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Um, get her to 1,000 subscribers. Now, it's word on the street. I'm gonna tell you like this: word on the street that I'm hearing that it might be it might be a coaching hire for Bethune Cookman in the next couple of days.
Good. Ooh.
So I
Woo.
want to see. I want to see. I'm just
Man.
like you. For I want to see who's going to be the coach, and I
Yes.
want to see what he's going to do for the program.
I hope it's that Woody guy. I hope it's that Woody.
And then let's see, let's see. Also, let me try to figure out what else is going on. Oh, NFL news: D'Amico Ryans is going to be the
Yeah.
head coach for the
Yeah.
Houston Texans.
Oh yeah.
Which I think that's a good pickup right there.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
good
He's good,
pickup.
man. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just I hope the family doesn't do him dirty.
Oh, wait, we talking about the McNairs, right?
I'm about to make their family. I hope that
Okay.
even though D'Amico is a Houston favorite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's right. He played for him. What, about 5 or 6 years?
mhm. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Houston lifer.
Yeah.
Also, of course, the big news that came out of the NFL: Sean Payton going to the Broncos
Oh.
first round.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
gonna be big.
New Orleans third round. Yes,
I know
New
Russell
Orleans.
Wilson happy.
He should be happy. He should be happy.
He should be happy because he's a quarterback guru.
He's quarterback guru, but also he is a Bill Parcells disciple.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. I thought sure they would try to bring him to Dallas.
They could have brought him to Dallas, man, but I don't even think he wanted to be in Dallas for the simple fact that Jerry won't let him be who he is.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so I'm not even tripping on that. I'm not even tripping on there. My wife must be in the chat. She must be in the chat because somebody said hello. Yep, she's in the chat. So I will discuss with what's going on, what we're trying to do for tomorrow,
Okay.
and and um, ma'am, Lady Holiday, is it good? Is it okay that I can be on the show at 5 o'clock tomorrow? So this is my way of communicating with you. She gonna get on me. Why you gonna? She gonna get on me. Why you tell people? Uh, but shout out to my wife too, man. She got a new job, man. She got a new
Oh,
job.
okay. Congratulations.
She got a new job, y'all. So
Congratulations.
she moving on up.
All right.
She moving on up.
Oh,
She ain't
yeah.
gonna forget about us. She ain't gonna act bougie and stuff. She could
Right.
be, but
Right.
we celebrate we celebrating that, man. Uh Bishop, you need to go on somewhere, man. Man, I'll talk to you later, Mr. Ford. I'll let you know
Okay.
tomorrow
Have a good night here.
too, man.
All right.
Oh man, y'all tripping, bro. Y'all is tripping. Y'all is tripping. So, man, look, all the greats done came on the show. SheLovesThee, Mr. Ford, Zoe, and my boy Blue from the Blue Bloods. Man, I'm glad that they came on the show because hey, the show was gonna be fired. The show gonna be fired tomorrow. He gonna drop it. Blue gonna give us some updates and everything. Timona, she gonna give us updates, and me, Mr. Ford, we gonna critique that and we gonna rock out, y'all. Uh, yes, I finally got the soundboard to work, y'all. So we good with the soundboard. We good with the soundboard. We is good with the soundboard. That's what I'm talking about. But y'all already know. Y'all already know what I'm doing. Um, Shout out to Amanda. Earlier, she donated $50 for the crowd fund for BCU athletics. Like I said, shout out to her. And like I said, all you have to do, put your money where your mouth is. This not just going. This is going to the kids. I'm not giving it to the school. I'm just giving it to the kids, so they can get what they need. And just just to say that that we did something together, and it was out of love and not out of spite or anything like that. So, Cash App handle is right there on the screen. If you want to donate, like I said, you can donate 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. It don't matter how much you want to donate. We're trying to get up to 2,000. I'm going to push it to the end of February. So by March, we should be able to take the money and have it basically we could take it to get it. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, to be donated. So that's the word I'm looking for. So put your money where your mouth is, and whenever you send in the cash app, I will respond and give you a shout out on the show. Also, we are going to be doing super chats, uh, super chat question. I think I'll do that on Friday. I'll probably do that Friday or Saturday. So we can use the super chat every money. Every time you use the super chat, that goes towards the for the channel and not just in my pocket. Um, and also $4.99 membership. All you do is just hit that join button, pay $4.99 a month. This doesn't just go in my pocket. This goes towards the channel, y'all. Um, it goes towards the channel. Oh yeah, I'm always a family guy. I'm always a family guy. First of all, I'm gonna shout out to my stepson, Darren. His birthday is tomorrow, so he will be the big 12 years old tomorrow. Also to my little cousin, Kenyon, he will be 12 also tomorrow. Just realized that I'm getting old. Um, also, um, Also, all the birthdays that's coming up in February. Of course, with my youngest child, my youngest baby girl, Peyton, she'll be 8 on the 17th. Uh, got cousins that are having birthdays in February. Um, yeah, aunts, uncles. It is we celebrate the month of February, and also starting out Black History Month tomorrow. So I'm about to let everybody know. First book everybody needs to start reading. They need to go get is The Souls of Black Folks by by no other than Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois. So I'm about to start reading that again because I just read it for about a couple of times, and uh, that would be the book, Black History book for Monday. I mean for tomorrow, y'all. Um, but yeah, but yeah, so y'all see what number did you get? What you talking about? Jacinta, what number? Man, yeah, Black History is all year long. Amen. Amen. It's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like that. But as always, this is HBCU Overdrive live stream, the National Signing Day preview show. I'm your boy Doc Holliday. This is where HBCUs matter. You haven't done about now. Make sure that you hit that like button, like the stream. Let's get this over to 100 likes, or let's get to 200 likes. Hit that so we get the algorithm jumping. Also, make sure that you also comment on the show because I read everything, and then share it with your people. But most of all, subscribe, man. Y'all become subscribers. We are on the road to 2,000 and beyond. So, as always, I'm about to have a good evening. I am about to eat my tacos and watch some TV and chill for the night since I can't go nowhere tomorrow. But as always, y'all, as always, y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Most of all, y'all stay dangerous. We are out till tomorrow. Peace.